Also, for me, there isn't really one guy. I think you look at that D-line unit as a whole group right now. It's just like there's different guys every day popping off the charts. So, for me, I'm excited to see what they're able to do on Saturday. First time kind of showing their new silver bullets out there. So for me, it's going to be exciting to see what they're able to do. As I've seen what they've been doing to us for the last, 35 days now. So I'm really pumped for them.
Is this a different opening night vibe for you than a year ago?
Yeah. I mean, I think right now for me, this time last year, I found out on like 2 days' notice I was starting, and going into the game, you can only imagine the nerves that were going through my mind. So right now, I feel really confident having a great game plan in place for them when they come in here on Saturday. And now it's 74 hours away from stepping into the stadium and seeing the foot hit the ball and going. So I think for me, just my confidence level is something that's really huge, and I'm really excited for it to finally be able to play with this newfound confidence.
Luke, did you guys get accomplished when you went into camp when it came to addressing some of the short yardage run game stuff that Coach Wilson's been talking about a lot?
Yeah, I think we really have. I think we knew where our shortcomings were last year, and that the first part of any problem is acknowledging the problem. So we knew where we were short at, and that was that short yard situation and running the ball. So for us, I think we really addressed it as a whole, this whole preseason camp. And really, when we hear it's short yardage or that period comes on, those antennas in the back of our head go up, like this is our money down right now. And I think that confidence, not that we want to be in any short yard situations. Hopefully we're just scoring touchdowns, but if we are, we're prepared, and I think we're more excited than anything for it.
How did you guys work at that? Did you do it more than maybe you did last camp? Was it like an everyday kind of emphasis?
Yeah, I would say it was more emphasis and more that it wasn't just a short yardage period like maybe it was last year. It's short yardage period now, and we know the emphasis that we have to put on it and the focus that it takes to win those games. Because those certain situations that we saw last year, one situation could set up a course for the whole game. So that little situation, you never know when that one play could be that could win or lose you the game.
What do you think the ceiling is for your offense from 30,000 feet when you step back and look at the pieces you have back and the talent you have?
Yeah, I don't want to overstep anything, but I think I'm really excited to see what we're able to do. Kind of the same thing for the defense. Like I said, I think for our offense, you see the talent we have from CJ, Trey, Jackson, Marvin, Emeka, Julian. I keep going, our whole offensive line unit. I think you see these players and what they're able to do on a practice field every day. Like I can't wait until, like I said, it's a different color jersey out there and we get to do it to them.
Is there a little bit of a new identity for the offensive line with Justin being there? Are there maybe one or two traits that people may see tangibly different than last year?
Yeah, I think Coach Fry has really brought a lot to the table coming in this year. And for me, speaking for myself, the confidence level that I'm playing with, having him coaching us is at an all-time high. I think I speak for a lot of the offensive linemen when I say that. It's just the way he's been able to kind of coach all of us as a whole, but then also individually and getting us better at particular things that we need to work on has been really remarkable. And I think we're all just excited to showcase what we've been working on the last couple months now.
You guys have saying opportunity talking about this game. What kind of an opportunity is it for you guys to showcase more preseason team prime time?
Oh, that's all this is for us. It's an opportunity. This is an opportunity to show who the Buckeyes are in 2022. Obviously, we won 11-2 last year, won the Rose Bowl, and for some programs, like Coach Day said, that's a great year. For us, that was disheartening, and I'm still sick to my stomach about that year. So for us, we know what the expectation is in our locker room, and now we get a chance to go show it on the field, and I think that's all we're asking for is just the opportunity to go show who we are.
Is that a tough way to live, that 11-2 makes you sick to your stomach, or do you like the high standard?
Oh, I love the high standards. That's the reason I came for the school, because I knew that I wanted to be do or die every week. It wouldn't be worth putting all this work into what we do day in, day out, week in, week out, if that wasn't the standard. For me, I love that. I love the feeling of pressure, and I think a lot of guys in our locker room thrive off that, and that's what motivates us every day.
People see 2 first-round receivers leave, and they probably think inherently is there a confidence level here where that position is reloaded?
Oh, yeah. I think that's a room that you really never have to worry about. With Coach Hart, having all those guys and talent is one thing, but the group of characters and people you have in that room is a whole nother, and I think that's what's really been pushing that group. Julian Fleming, Jackson really stepped up as leaders I've seen so far, and it's been awesome to see what they've been able to do and build with the young guys coming in.
You guys obviously have 3 returning offensive lineman starters, but Harris is moving to tackle.
two guys coming in who have played but haven't started. Just the confidence in that front five for you guys.
Oh, I think we're very confident right now. I think what we're able to do with the talent that we have, I mean, we have three guys returning. Paris obviously switching to left tackle, where it's more comfortable for him, so it's not really a switch. It's just going back home. And then Matt's played, I think, 500 snaps last year and started a few games in his career already. So for him, this is nothing new. It's just another day in the rodeo. And then for Donnie, he's one of the most exceptional athletes I ever played next to. So I think for me, it's going to be exciting to see what we're able to do and what we're able to put on film on Saturday.
What kind of advantage is it to go into a game like this with a quarterback like C.J. Stroud, who is obviously experienced and established himself as one of the elites last year and stuff, compared to this time a year ago, he's getting his feet wet.
I mean, I think even this time last year, we knew what kind of quarterback we had in C.J. And now that he's had, whatever it's been, 13 games or he missed one, maybe 12 games now, that he's been under center, I mean, it's just the same thing, really. I mean, he's the same quarterback. He has the same traits. I mean, the one biggest thing that for us now, he's the leader. He's our captain. He's our leader, and he's the one that's going to be leading us in battle, and I wouldn't want to run behind anybody else.
Is that where he's made the biggest stride, more than compared?
Yeah, I would say so. I think talent's always been there, and now he's just even a bigger leader.
Luke, from having gone up against this defense in spring, fall camp, what's that been like? What's the challenges going against this new defense from your point of view?
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty interesting. I think right now they got a lot of good stuff and a lot of good players on that side of the ball. And for us, I think it's just going to be, after the first couple drives, seeing what they're really doing and see what with their new defensive coordinator coming and obviously their defensive coordinator who's now their head coach, what they're deriving from that, what the new guys bringing in and seeing what their base packages are. And after the first drive, we'll kind of have an idea what we're looking at.
You guys have multiple starters back, but also you're playing next to the two guards. You really have to next to get in the game. What kind of advantage is it for you that the starters were solidified with this March? You guys have just been able to gel together.
Yeah, I think it's been awesome. I think even with having Matt and Donnie as the starters, we've been working in guys like Enoch and Josh Fryer, who really are like rocks. I mean, I think Enoch comes in, he can play left or right and next to me. Just after anything ever happens, that he's been solidified as somebody that I know I can count on. And again, it's not like I'm playing next to anybody new. I mean, I was with two last year, so Donnie was my guard, so I knew Donnie very well already. And then Matt, I started next to Matt for 2-3 games last year, and then we rotated him obviously, so that's not a new face either. So I think, yeah, we had guys already in March that I got to gel since spring ball, but I feel like I played next to him for a very long time.
Luke, the thing you said about Donovan Jackson, he's one of the most athletic guys.
Oh, yeah.
How does that athleticism show up for the guard?
I mean, you just look at he's 6'4", 315. He bench presses 225, 30 something times. He runs almost a sub 540. I mean, the freakish measures are off the charts, and you put him on a football field, you put a helmet and pads on him, and you watch him go on strike and punch somebody, and it looks like dynamite exploding. So for me, it's pretty cool to play next to him and know that I have him in my head when I need him.
And then on your other side, Matthew Jones is a guy who sort of has fought, for a couple different years to be a starter, and now here he is in year 5 in that spot. Just, a guy who really sort of seemed to work to get to this point. What do you think of that?
I think Matt is someone that really exemplifies the brotherhood that we have here at Ohio State. Because Matt certainly could have went other places and started, but he stuck it out and kept fighting, kept grinding to be a Buckeye. And for me, it's been really cool to see Matt since my freshman year here. He was kind of a more quiet, laid-back guy, didn't really talk much. And then over the past 2 years, he's really came out of his shell. And he's been somebody, especially in our offensive line room, he's the eldest statesman that we've looked up to, especially myself. It's like he has a little wisdom. He's been around the block a few times, and it's awesome to see the person he's turned into and the player he's turned into.
Coach Day said that he said something to the team the other day about that brotherhood.
Yeah, exactly. So Matt actually gave a speech about brotherhood, and he talked a lot about how in our team, like, our culture's fight, and that's what he personified through his career here. That's something he always tried to live up to, and I think he's a great person that when you look at for somebody who fought and is still fighting for everything they have, Matt Jones is your person.
Luke, you're a player.
Matt, I mean, I said this before, Matt's the only person I've ever seen that makes playing offensive line easy. And that's a really, hard thing to do because what we do, we have to move people from point A to point B against their will, and he makes it look effortless, which is just amazing for somebody that's freakishly strong. When his feet are on the ground, he's hard to move. Very, very heavy hands.
I know what you think of your defensive line. Notre Dame is very confident with their own, unless they saw the quote.
Yeah, I think we've been putting some really good days together here. So for us, just focus on what we have to do and how to prepare for when they come in here on Saturday.
Did you see the numbers?
Yeah, I saw it, but for us, it's just focus on what we have to do.
Luke, I know your teammate Howard Cross from high school is on their defensive line. Is it fun getting to go up against him again?
Yeah, I can't wait. Howie, yeah. So, me and Howie go way back. So, for me, it's going to be really exciting to see him out there. And I know what kind of player he is and what he brings to the table. And I'm really pumped. I mean, I got a few things up my sleeve. Jokes for him, inside jokes when I see him.
What does that defensive line do well?
They do a lot of things. I think they're like they said, they're one of the best groups in the country. And I'm excited to see what they're able to do on Saturday.
There's a guy that's a second-year starter here. He's kind of been around the block, played his role really well. What do you think of Luke Wypler? That guy, what does he do well?
Yeah, I think for Luke Wypler right now, he's been trying to really come out as a leader this year and lead the offensive line with a few new guys playing next to him. I mean, he's just trying to hold the helm down and protect C.J. Stroud. Really, that's it. That's his job.
Wypler or Wypler?
Wypler. Yeah. Exactly.
Luke, you were talking before about sort of that conviction you guys have about the short yardage situations. How do you help facilitate that, success in those situations? How can you do that better now that you've been doing this for a year?
Yeah, I think it's more about the comfortability in any situation. I mean, last year maybe we weren't so comfortable in that situation. That's probably where we had the hiccups that we did. And now, like I said before, we look at the sign, we see third down, obviously not a position we want to be in, but it's more of, all right, here we go, rather than, oh shit. So, excuse my language. But yeah, it's like we're more excited now for that situation because we know we can thrive in that area of the field.
What's it like guarding for Travion Henderson now that he's also entering his second year as a starter?
Oh my God, yeah. Trey's an amazing running back. I mean, obviously you guys see the speed and the agility he brings to the field, and also his mental part of the game. I mean, the way he sees the field and the way he's able to set up our blocks, which is a huge part of it, understanding the schemes, and then in pass pro, I think that's a very underrated side of his game that gets overlooked a lot, is the way he's able to step in and make huge plays in the passing game to free up CJ to make big throws.
How often does he work on things that aren't just running the ball, like the pass protection?
Yeah, he meets with us every day, so I think we always joke, like in practice he'll make a big block in the pass game, we're like, that's because you've been hanging out with us too long. So I think those are like some things that kind of go unnoticed for him, and that I'm super excited for him to showcase this year.
Because of unit, you guys seem been described as a deep thinker. Do you see that?
Oh yes, I think Trey has, as a running back, been one of the most smartest guy I've ever been around. So for me, it's been really cool to see how he's gone from year one now, kind of learning the offense, to now having the offense down and understand like the real fine points that he has to perform.
What about off the field?
Off the field, he's a great guy. So I think for me, like hanging out with him off the field now that he's in year two, he's kind of opened up as a person. He's funny. He likes to joke around. Off the field, he's a great time.
Luke, every year it seems like everybody just likes to say, yeah, we're a more confident group than we were last year. We're more this than we were last year. But you guys actually seem to believe that last year's behind you, you are just better than you were. Where does that come from? Is that because of Coach Fry? Is that because you guys all know each other better? What's the root of knowing that you're going to be better, even though you haven't played yet?
I think it comes from a lot of things. I think for us, it's the work that we've put in. We understand what our shortcomings were last year, and like I said before, the first part of any problem is understanding that there's a problem, admitting that there's a problem, and going to work to fix it. And I think that's what we've done over the last year, or 8-9 months, however long it's been now. Is understanding what our problems were as an offensive line and working on them, and having Coach Fry come in has been a tremendous addition to our offensive line room, and what he's been able to teach us and help guide us to where we want to go. So he has the same expectations as we do, and that's been really cool to see him come in and try to he's in it with us every day. He does some of the drills with us. And it's been a lot of fun to kind of have him along with the journey for us.
Was it difficult to identify that there was a problem? Because you guys were, I think, top 20 in the country in every major offensive category last year.
Yeah, it was really easy to identify those problems. We didn't host that big trophy in the middle of January, so it was pretty simple to identify there was a problem.
Thanks, Luke.